Welcome to Unit 6. In this unit, we're going to go over some of Excel's date functions. Now, you may remember, if you've done the intermediate, we covered a number of them. I'm going to do a quick recap of those, and we're going to learn 2 extra date functions as well. You may remember that to get in a dynamic date, in other words, a date that changes tomorrow, is equals today open close brackets. That means every time you open this file, if it's a new date, it will change today's date. That is particularly handy if you're doing an aging analysis like we're doing now. So I want to work out the difference between the 2 dates. Now, we could say one minus the other, but that would include all the weekends and the holidays. So I'm going to just create a holiday here, perhaps on the 1st of the 7th. Actually, the 7th month of the 1st, 2016. That's the 1st of July. And then perhaps a very recent one. Okay, so maybe just 2 holidays there, because we also want the holidays to be excluded because they're not working business days. So let's use network days. We might want to use the insert function for this. My start date would be my due date. My end date would be today's date. And remember, I would need to keep that end date constant because I'm going to copy down. So I'm going to put $1 before the B and $1 before the 1. And then let's highlight my holidays as well. Again, remember, we're going to need to put in our dollars here as well. 1 before the F again, and before the 2, and OK. And that's going to give me 66 days overdue. Let's copy that down. You'll see that that is the 4th of the 10th, and we're at the 7th of the 10th. I don't think any of these are actually holidays, so let's try, well, they may have fallen onto weekends, so let's try the 1st. Okay, can you see how it adjusted it? Because that was a working day, but it was a holiday. So that's your network days. Works out the difference between 2 dates, excluding holidays and weekends. Then we also had our equals date. Now let's do a date that is the wrong way around. So we'll put in the year first, and then we will put in a day and then a month. So as you can see, the date is on the left-hand side. It's not a proper date. So what I may have to do is I may also have to split this date up. So let's use the equals date function. And over here, I'm going to need to use my left, right, and mid. So I'm going to click on my FX there to get into my insert function. My year is at the front on the left. So I'm going to go, actually we don't need a equals there. Left, select the cell, comma 4. What that will do is pull the year out, 4 characters from the left-hand side. Then our month, now our month is the 10th right at the end, so we're going to have right there. And we are pulling 2 from the right-hand side. So we need to select the cell first, comma 2. And that's giving me my 10, my month. And lastly, my day, I would have to use mid here. And that's the 23rd there, that would be the day. So over here I'm going to go mid, and the first part of mid is where's the date, and then how many characters must it read in from the left, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 2 would fall 6, and how many characters is it? It's 2. And you can see over there now, it is now proper date with, in this particular case, our setup here is month, day, year, and so our month is first, our day is second, and our year is last. So we combine the date, left, right, and mid function that you previously learnt the left, right, and mid. If you can't remember, go back to the text functions in Unit 5. The two new functions I want to learn here is EDate and YearMonth. These are very handy for financial modeling and investments, etc. So let's go Control semicolon to put in today's date. And let's say I want to know what the date would be 2 months from now. So let's use EDate. And all it requires is the start date, which is today's date, comma, and how many months forward it needs to read. So let's say 2. And as you can see, and we explained earlier in the intermediate, Excel stores dates as serial numbers, so I would need to go up here and change it into a short date format. So it would be the 7th of December 2016. There is another one as well, Control semicolon for today's date, which is EO-month. Now EO-month measures, it returns the serial number of the last day of the month before or after a specified number of months. So this one also works out so many months ahead of this date or behind, but only at the end of the month. So let's say over here, 2 months from now, let's change it to a date function. And so it would be the 31st of December. You can see this one, the EDate, is end date. It picks up 2 months from that particular date, but the EO-month stands for end of month. It picks it up 2 months, but at the end of the month, which is handy because that's when investments pay out, etc., etc. I could also go 2 months back. So if I edited this function, I could say minus 2 months, and it would work back 2 months. And this would work back 2 months, but to the end of the month. And that would be the 31st of August. So your EDate and your EO-month are very, very handy formulas with financial investments.